TechLoop News Roundup. Greetings, friends of TechLoop. Today's headlines include Apple Watch enabling sleep apnea detection in developing countries, China unveiling a long-range drone capable of exceeding 6 times the speed of sound, Anatel launching an emergency location service for Android phones, Google misquoting the dollar for the second time, raising alarms, and Russia announcing a revolutionary vaccine that promises personalized cancer treatment, expected to roll out in 2025. Now, let's dive into the news. Good evening and welcome to Today in TechLoop, your daily tech news roundup. Sleep apnea detection is finally available on Apple Watches in developing countries. The company received approval from the Brazilian National Health Surveillance Agency Anvisa to activate this feature, which detects moderate to severe cases. Previously available in Europe and the United States, sleep apnea detection is now accessible on select watches running watchOS 11, including the Apple Watch Series 9, Series 10, and Ultra 2. This technology uses the accelerometer sensor to track subtle wrist movements during sleep, often associated with interruptions in normal breathing patterns. The data is recorded in the Health app on iPhone or iPad under the respiratory disorders category. Sleep apnea is a common breathing disorder characterized by consistent interruptions in breathing during sleep. Apple emphasizes that minor interruptions are normal, but its smartwatches can differentiate between minor respiratory changes and conditions that threaten users' well-being. Every 30 days, users receive a detailed analysis of their sleep quality, including graphs showing respiratory frequency. If a disorder is detected, a notification alerts the user about potential sleep apnea, and the data can be shared with a doctor for a more accurate diagnosis. It's important to note that while the Apple Watch can detect the condition, it does not replace a medical diagnosis. Consulting healthcare professionals for effective treatment is essential. China is testing a new drone capable of reaching hypersonic speeds of Mach 7 and traveling long distances, offering substantial strategic advantages, according to the South China Morning Post. The aircraft is part of the MD series and operates near space, developed by the Institute of Mechanics at the Chinese Academy of Sciences. The drone can reach a maximum speed of 8,595 kilometers per hour, 5,340 miles per hour, and a range of up to 8,000 kilometers, 4,970 miles. Additionally, it can carry payloads of up to 600 kilograms, 1,323 pounds, as shown in a video released by the institution. The unmanned aircraft is launched from a high-altitude balloon, following a concept developed by the founder of China's space program. It operates in the region between commercial aircraft and satellites, requiring an air launch before successfully completing all stages of its hypersonic flight. Chinese scientists have made at least 30 design refinements to optimize the aircraft, conducting 9 successful test flights with 5 experimental drone models, alongside several earlier failed tests. The reusable aircraft also achieved autonomous horizontal landings without propulsion, expanding its operational range. Anatel has confirmed that Android smartphones will now have access to an emergency location service. This feature, developed in collaboration with Google and telecom operators, sends users location data during emergency calls to authorities like police and medical services. Used in other countries, this tool is integrated into Android devices running version 5.0 or later and shares precise location data with authorities. The data is processed using standard smartphone technologies such as GPS, Wi-Fi networks, mobile data, and other sensors, without requiring specialized apps or chips. Users simply need to call emergency numbers like 190 for police, 192 for medical emergencies, or 193 for fire services. For police and fire departments, the feature will also work via SMS. According to Anatel, the process is entirely secure, with users' data shared only with authorities. However, those uncomfortable with the feature can disable it in their Android location settings. While the agency aims to accelerate emergency response, it plans to improve and expand the tool, potentially allowing users to provide additional information to responders, such as allergies or medical conditions, before receiving assistance. On Monday the 18th, Google displayed the wrong exchange rate for the US dollar for the second time in 2 months. Google stated that its exchange rate data is provided by third parties, specifically Morningstar. When inaccuracies are detected, they are promptly removed from search results. However, the recurrence of this error in such a short time is likely raising red flags within Google's headquarters. Russia's Ministry of Health has announced the development of a cancer vaccine that uses genetic analysis of each patient's tumor to combat the disease specifically. The discovery, made in collaboration with multiple research centers in the country, employs the same messenger RNA, or mRNA, technology used in some COVID-19 vaccines. The vaccine works by tailoring treatment to each patient. First, a genetic analysis of the tumor is conducted to create a personalized vaccine that teaches the immune system to recognize and attack the specific cancer cells. Alexander Ginsberg, director of the National Research Center for Epidemiology and Microbiology, said preclinical tests of the vaccine demonstrated its ability to suppress tumor growth and prevent metastasis. So far, researchers haven't provided details about the cancer types that may be treated with this vaccine. In addition to the mRNA vaccine, Russia is also developing an oncolytic vaccine based on a combination of 4 non-pathogenic viruses capable of destroying malignant cells, while simultaneously activating the patient's anti-tumor immunity. The Ministry of Health plans to begin distributing the mRNA-based vaccine to Russian patients for free starting in early 2025. In tech history, on December 18, 1958, the SCORE satellite was officially launched by NASA aboard the Atlas rocket. SCORE was the first artificial communication satellite from the United States, featuring an onboard tape recorder. The satellite transmitted a Christmas message from the US president at the time and paved the way for a true revolution in global communications. While other artificial satellites had been launched by both Russia and the US before, this was the first with communication capabilities. For those curious to learn more about this essential technology, check out the latest episode of our Tech History series, which covers satellites in detail. The link is in the description, pinned comment, and video card. Have you left your written a comment and shared TechLoop today? Doing all that helps us immensely, not only by directly recommending us, but also by signaling to the algorithm that our content is engaging. This way, our work reaches even more people, and continues to be worthwhile every day. Thank you so much for your constant support. And if you send us a super thanks via the heart button on YouTube, know that every cent is invested into improving our work in the future. And that's it for today in TechLoop this Wednesday. The show airs Monday through Friday, except holidays, always at the end of the day. We'll be back tomorrow with more. Take care, and see you next time.